Of course, we are back here on the Pulse. This is Pulse on Joy News. Now, let me take you to Boko, where the Nayiri Palace is outraged over what it describes as an arbitrary and unjustified curfew imposed on Nalaerigu and its surrounding communities. In a strongly worded statement, the palace condemned the government failure to consult the office of the Nayiri before announcing the dusk to dawn restriction effective July 27, 2025, calling it blatant affront to the authority and dignity of the Mampu. The palace insists there is no conflict in the area to merit such a drastic measure. We'll bring you details of that shortly. But first, students of the Nalaerigu Senior High School were evacuated earlier today to safety. This follows the killing of 2 of its students on Saturday. And also, a student of Boko Senior High School was also pulled out of his dormitory, shot and killed at close range in the school premises by unknown assailants who scaled the wall and escaped. A daily curfew from 2 p.m. to 6 a.m. is currently in place. Here is Boko Municipal Director of Education, Isaac Abeko Azaso, noting the school closure is necessary to ensure the safety of both students and staff.
To give the school a temporary break so that we'll go back to our various homes, to our families, and at the right time, management will communicate back to you. We are most concerned about the final year students who have just about a week to start their exams. When the break is given, we'll first and foremost call the final year students back. Then it will be followed with the Form 2s and then the Form 1s who are here. And I think that is the best decision for now. If all of us should return back to our parents, we can put their hearts and minds at rest. But if we continue to keep all of you here, the number of calls your parents will be calling to find out what is happening. We want to assure your parents that all of you are safe. And we'll make sure that we create a safe passage for all of you to get back home safely. Those who cannot go when the break is given, special arrangements will be made for you to remain with security provided for you as well.
Right, let me bring in the Municipal Chief Executive for Boko, Isaac Azunaba. Mr. Azunaba, good afternoon. Welcome to the Pulse. And if you can kindly unmute for me. We still cannot hear Mr. Azunaba, the MCE for Boko, who joins us via Zoom. So if you can kindly unmute for me so we can hear you as we try to understand the situation as we speak now. Is 4:22 p.m., meaning already they are, the residents of Boko are back in their homes, observing the curfew, which is at 2 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day. And we'll get, Mr. Zunaba, can you hear me now?
You.
Yes, great. So it must be a difficult time for you as MC, 6 months into the administration, and it's baptism of fire already.
True, my brother. True. It's not easy. But by the grace of God, we're on it.
So as you speak, it's 2 p.m. Everybody is in their homes observing the curfew. It's past 2, actually, yeah. It's past 4 p.m.
Yes, it's past 4 p.m. Everybody is in their homes observing the curfew.
So what is the situation now? Is it calm, tense? What is your understanding of the situation in Boko today?
Generally, it's calm. We haven't had any issue from yesterday to today. Generally, the municipality is calm.
So as of now, every student is out of the Boko Senior High School campus?
Yes, please.
But you know that
yes.
Those who are writing the WASI, they have just 1 week to write. What is the arrangement for them?
Yeah, so we have arranged together with the school authorities to transport these students with an escorted security to the campuses on the 4th of next month, I guess. They will be starting the exam on the 5th. So we'll bring them on Sunday, which is 4th, and then the following Monday, they will start the exam. We are engaging all stakeholders, including the traditional authorities, the communities, the surrounding communities, to be part of this peace building process, this safety measures we are putting on the campus for the students to write. We want them to support the process so that these students will have a safe environment and a peace of mind to write their exam. From the date of starting to the last day they will stay on campus. In addition, we are going to station security in the campuses, specifically the policemen will be stationed in all the campuses within the municipality to ensure safety for these students to write their exams.
And so, but what if the student is not resident of Boko? Probably, let's say in the northern region, in the Ashanti region, and now that everybody has been asked to go home, what is the arrangement for such? Are they going to stay on campus?
Yes, they are going to stay on campus with the security in place. And as I said earlier, we are making plans to transport these students. We are going to have buses to most of the places where students are coming from. We will transport them back to the campus, and then we will ensure that the security is in place to keep them safe to write their exams.
What about healthcare delivery? Is it in any way affected by the conflict? Other government institutions, like, for example, the Assembly?
Oh, yeah, sure. You know, the curfew is 2 o'clock. Most offices close around 3 p.m., especially as you talk. The health facilities, they run shifts. As they run shift, by 2 o'clock, the morning staff have closed, and then new set is coming. So how the morning staff will close at 2 o'clock and go is a challenge. How the new staff will also come is also a challenge.
But are they being provided with security? Because sometime back, the Ghana Medical Association, they declared that their members were under attack, and it was making it difficult for doctors and nurses to even accept postings to Boko.
Yeah, so I'm being in talks with the security agency to support sex staff with escorts to and fro from their homes to their workplaces.
All right, we'll leave it here for now. We are monitoring the situation. Please stay safe for us. That's the MCE for Boko. In a related development, the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council has initiated stringent security measures following the killing of the Kusasi chief Abdul Malik Azangbe. Let's hear what those measures are with my colleague Nanaya Ojima, who has joined me live from Kuma. So Nanaya, tell us, the renewed measures that the RECSEC has already put in place.
Yes, Elton, there are a number of them that are already in place to ensure that the Ashanti region does not see a repeat of the shooting incidents that we saw last week. About 3 of them were recorded last week, leading to the death of 3 people, including the Kusasi chief of the Ashanti region. Now, there is halt on the use of motorbikes in between the hours of 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. on daily basis. So there are police checkpoints to ensure that no one uses motorbikes within these periods. Also, there are restrictions to the number of persons that motorbikes can carry. Now, aside the rider himself, nobody is allowed on a motorbike. So it's just one passenger. Normally, you see the motorbike rider and one other person behind the motorbike rider. But now it's been limited to just one individual. Also, there are some clothing that are not to be allowed and when people are on motorbikes. So when someone is riding a motorbike, for instance, if you are riding a motorbike with a smoke, it's not allowed. So the police checkpoints are also to check all these things. Also, people are not allowed to carry weapons from one point to the other, and including people on motorbikes, others in vehicles. No one is allowed to carry a weapon to commute. So these are among some of the security measures that are in place to ensure that the Ashanti region does not witness another shooting incident. Now, in Asawase, to be specific, there are a number of security checkpoints and within the Asawase enclave. Now, within the Zongo enclave, you see, this morning I went in there and I encountered about 3 different security checkpoints. Even on a stretch, you can witness about 2 of them, and some of them are manned by policemen, more than 7 policemen, well armed, and sometimes you see a few military personnel within among these policemen who are supposed to man these checkpoints. Now, in the Kumasi Metropolis, generally, the snap checks, the checkpoints in the Kumasi Metropolis have increased. Yesterday, I was within the Ahonjo enclave, and I was checked about 4 times by these security men who are on the ground. So security have been beefed up in the Ashanti region, Kumasi to be specific, and these numbers are doubled within the Asawase Metro.
Well, I guess we've lost Nalaerigu on the line, but he is reporting from Asawase, where they've stepped up security controls. Nana, are you still there? All right, so we'll leave it here for now, and then this is a developing matter. We'll keep an eye on it. Now, let's talk politics now. The political battle lines are being drawn in Akwatia as the ruling NDC take the lead in what is shaping up to be a fiercely contested by-election. Even before the Electoral Commission rolls out an official timetable, the NDC has fired the first salvo, officially opening nominations today, with the window set to close on Wednesday. Now, meanwhile, the opposition MPP is yet to formally announce its timetable for the parliamentary by-election, though speculations are rife, with former member of parliament, Amase, emerging as one of the likely contenders. Now, whilst the MPP prepares to open nominations for a flag-bearers race tomorrow, its silence on Akwatia is drawing some attention. Let me begin with the development within the NDC. And my colleague, Kenneth Jesse, joins me in the studio. So, Ken, let's start with the NDC.
Right. So, the NDC, just this afternoon, we're getting indication that Bernard Bediakun-Beidu has picked his nomination to contest the Akwatia by-election just hours after they officially...
Do you know who this person is?
All that we know is that he's a lawyer. Not much is known about Bernard Bediakun-Beidu, who has officially picked his nomination to contest in this particular by-election. But the NDC released a statement outlining some modalities, and the statement was signed by its General Secretary, Fifi Kwete, which urged all prospective aspirants and party stakeholders to adhere strictly to the guidelines. It says that per the directive, nomination forms will be available at the party's Eastern Regional Office and must be returned to the same office upon completion. Aspirants will only receive the delegates list after confirmation of payment of the approved filing fee into the party's official account at the Adabraka branch of the UMB Bank. No check or banker's draft will be accepted. Now, the party, in a bid for inclusivity and gender equality, says that women and persons with disability who will be contesting in this particular primaries will have their filing fees slashed by 50%.
Right. And we don't know what the MPP program is, even though we know that per the rules, if official communication is sent to the Electoral Commission by the Speaker of Parliament, the EC must organize by election within 30 days.
Yes.
Is it clear whether such official communication has gone to the EC?
Well, it is clear that such communication has gone to the EC, because I was speaking to my sources within the MPP. They said they recently held an IPAC meeting where deliberation on which date to set to conduct that particular by-election should be on. It was settled somewhere within September, but we don't know which particular day in September. So yes, the EC is aware of this particular incident, which led to the death of the Ernest Kumi, who was the MPP's MP in that particular constituency.
And then the MPP, they have their own timetable.
Yes, so the MPP, as of now, has not officially opened nomination for the Akwatia by-election, but they have, they will open nomination for their presidential primaries tomorrow, and it will close on the 28th of August. Now, these are the modalities for that particular presidential primaries, which will be happening in January next year. It says the vetting of candidates will take place from September 15th to 22nd, with the vetting committee submitting its recommendations to the National Council on September 29th. And petitions related to the nomination and vetting process may be submitted between September 30th and October 3rd. An official list of nominees is expected to be published on October 8th. It says the balloting will occur on October 10th, followed by the issuance of a notice of poll on October 17th. And the presidential election, as I mentioned earlier, will take place on the 31st of January 2026. And in the case that nobody secures a 50% of the vote, the runoff is scheduled for the 14th of February.
Is there any indication of a super delegates conference?
Looking at what they agreed upon, the motions that they voted upon within their last conference that they held about 2 weeks ago, we don't have any indication of such an event that will happen. So these are the modalities for their upcoming presidential polls somewhere in January 2026.
Thank you very much, Ken. So the two parties up and running, the NDC, they've got a timetable for the upcoming parliamentary by-election at Okwetia. The NDC parliamentary by-election at Okwetia, they have a timetable. The NPP, they've got a timetable for the Congress to elect a flag bearer of the party in January. Folks, that's our show. For more stories, log on to our website, myjoyonline.com. And like I always say, whatever you are up to in the hours ahead, I hope it's profitable. My name is Elton Robbie. Have a good evening.